Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it. It's a big day for all the football programs around the country, but for us, we're excited about this class. We think, it's really the first one we've really had time to spend recruiting from start to finish with a lot of depth, knowing more of the coaching, especially in New York and New Jersey and through the Northeast. So we're excited about this class. We believe we filled a lot of needs. In our conference, when you're trying to catch up in a new conference and you're trying to catch up scholarship-wise, the thing that hurts the most is depth, and that showed up last year where we had problems with, some injuries here and there. So we like the kids we brought in. We think there's some kids in this class that can help us right away, and obviously there'll be some kids we can redshirt and going forward. So it's a second full recruit class for us. 8 states are represented. There's 6 all-state students in here. And there's a lot of accolades in the class, as there are in these things. But not to go through, the coaches will talk about their players individually. The way we're going to do this is just the coaches will get up and talk about their position and the people we brought in there. And any questions afterwards, I'll field them when the coaches are done talking about them. So to start it off, I'm just going to bring the coaches up and let us introduce this. The people most important in this are the incoming players that have visited here. We spent a lot of hours recruiting them. We've been in their homes, we've been in their schools, we've been around watching them play ball, and we're really excited about this group. So we're going to start with Coach Bernard, who's going to introduce our offensive linemen for the upcoming class. So, Coach Bernard.
Good afternoon, everyone. We brought in 3 offensive linemen this year, all big bodies. When you look throughout the conference, one of the things, when you look at our team, we are going to be senior-oriented up front, and it was a big need for us this year to get some young cats in here. The first young man, Corey Christian, is from Scranton Prep in Pennsylvania. His team this year was 11-2. They were District 2 champs in 3A, lost the quarterfinals to Saucon Valley in the 3A state playoffs in Pennsylvania. He was a two-way player for them. He played some defense for them as well. This past year he had 80 tackles, 8 sacks. He was an all-region offensive lineman and an honorable mention all-state offensive lineman in the state of Pennsylvania. He had also earned all region offense and defensive honors as a junior as well. When you look at him on tape, he's a long kid. He's 6'4", he's 280. He can move. We think he can play multiple positions up front. He's got great feet, hips, he's got good body placement, and can finish some blocks for us here. We think he, can help us on the front, whether it be interior or at the tackle spot. The second young man that we had committed today is from St. John's College High School in Washington, D.C., plays in the D.C. Catholic League, and that is Makai Royster. He is a 6'2", 270-pound offensive lineman, played predominantly offensive tackle for them this year. He's a big, long, and athletic kid. You can see on some of the highlights, I'm sure one of the clips here with him showing some of his athletic ability on the screenplay, jumping over guys and getting downfield. He is a finisher in his blocks. You'll see him drive guys to the ground. He's really impressive and explosive. He was a team captain for them. He was also first team All USA Today in the D.C. area. And he was also a first team All WAC, which is the D.C. Catholic League. Again, he's a quick, physical kid, and we expect great things from him. His team finished 7-4 this year in a very difficult league. The third offensive lineman that we have committed is Casey DeSeer. He is a kid from Florida, played at Flanagan High School. They were the 8A state champions this year. The biggest classification in the state of Florida. He also was a team captain, and he was a first team all Broward County kid. Again, another big body kid that, we like him to play, whether it's at tackle or at guard. But he's big, he's long, he's 6'4", 295. He's got great hands, and he's real athletic for his size, and we're real encouraged to get him up here and get him going. We were fortunate enough to get him up here last weekend and avoided any snow issues with him. So once he realized where we were, he adapted to the weather real well, and he's good to go. At this time, I'd like to turn over our guys that were coming up next are the receivers with Coach Aaron Smith.
Good. He missed that. There we go. Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm up here to introduce our two newest Great Danes at wide receiver. Something that we were looking for in the position were, guys that made plays. Whether it was in the return game, in the receiver game, reverses, whatever it is, guys that can put the ball in the end zone, and we feel like we accomplished that, and we feel like we added two dynamic guys to the receiving corps. The first young man is Trey Hopkins. He's from Columbia, Maryland, Oakland Mills High School. He's 6 feet, 175 pounds. Trey's a multi-talented athlete. He played quarterback. He ran the ball for him. He also played receiver. He was the Howard County Baltimore Sometimes Offensive Player of the Year. In his senior season, he threw for over 700 yards, rushed for over 780 yards, and had 19 receptions for 201 yards. The great thing about Trey is he plays multiple sports. He's a state champion in the state in high jump and track, and also he's a state champion in basketball. Really dynamic. When you see him with the ball in his hands, he's explosive. He makes things happen. As soon as he touches it, it's electric. He's a great athlete, and we feel like he's a great addition to our team. That's Trey Hopkins, Oakland Mills High School in Maryland. Okay, the second young man is Jared Reeves from Williamsport High School in Williamsport, PA. Again, another dynamic playmaker. Jared is 6'2", 180 pounds. Okay, he was named second team All-State, two-time Sun-Times Sun Gazette Receiver of the Year, first team All-District, 2015 Super 16 Dream Team in PA, totaled 129 receptions, over 2,000 yards, and 22 touchdowns in his career. As a senior, he broke the school's record with 56 catches, 922 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Also as a basketball player. When you watch Jared's film, the first thing that you see on film is that he's explosive. He'll go up and snatch the ball in the air. So that's what we're looking for from our bigger receivers, is guys that can go up and go pluck the football, and Jared does a great job at that. He's a really good athlete, has a lot of length, and he's just a competitor. The good thing about Jared also, when you get a chance to meet him, he's a great young man and had a chance to meet his family back in the spring, and we were sold from the first time we laid eyes on him and think that he's going to be a real great addition to the Great Dane family. That's Jared Reeves, Williamsport High School, Williamsport, PA. At this time, I'm going to introduce Nate Byam, our tight ends coach. He's not going to have to move the mic.
How's everyone doing? I'm Nate Byam. I'm the tight ends coach here at the University of Albany, and I'd like to introduce to you one of the newest members of the Great Dane family, LJ Wisniewski. LJ is a 6'3", 240-pound tight end from Wyoming Valley West High School in 44 PA, and this kid's just a great athlete, big mauler. Like I said, 6'3", 240 pounds, but he has great body control and he can go up and catch that rock. He's a team captain and a 3-year varsity letter winner, and also has the Pennsylvania State tight end honors as well. He's also a 2-time member of the Super 16 Dream Team in the state of Pennsylvania as well. Over his career, he amassed over 78 receptions for 1,400 yards and 24 TDs. I'm really excited about getting this kid up on campus and working with him. He does a lot for us, and he really will help open up our offense and already add to a group of great young men that we have at the tight end position. So we're only bringing in one, and we got a nice crew already, so he's going to fit in well with our guys. Now I'd like to introduce Gabe Lavara, our quarterback's coach.
Afternoon, guys. Our signee this year, our quarterback signee, is Jake Thompson. Jake's coming to us from Johnson City, just outside of Binghamton, obviously a New York kid. Really the first thing that you want to talk about for me when you're talking about the quarterback position is just the intangibles. And when you meet Jake, just a great kid. National Honor Society, student government class president, great family. All those things pop out right when you meet him. He's a big kid. He's 6'3". He's 190 pounds now, and he has room to grow. I mean, I think he's going to be a very big kid by the time he's done playing here. When you see him on film, I mean, he's a 2-year starter, obviously, and a 2-year captain, 2-sport athlete, plays football and basketball, so he can make plays with his feet outside the pocket. That's not an issue for him, but he is really a classic thrower. You see him in the pocket work, and the ball comes out quick and clean. He has great touch on the ball and can put it where he wants to, which is obviously huge. Really looking forward to getting Jake on campus and working with him. We think he's got a great ceiling, and like I said, just can't wait to get him up here and get him going with us. That's our quarterback signing in this class. Coach Calsette's going to come up and talk about our defensive lineman that we have signed next.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to talk about the defensive line we're bringing in. We have to fill a need this year. We lost 4 seniors this year inside, and I'm excited to talk about this first guy we're getting. His name is Ibn Foster from St. Joe's Regional in Montvale, New Jersey. 6'3", 300-pound defensive tackle, nose guard. He was first team All Big North United Conference, second team All Bergen County, and second team All Metro. In his career, he had 117 tackles, including 24 tackles for loss. As a senior, he had 59 tackles and 16 tackles for loss. He's a big, explosive guy. He's a space eater. He's a guy that can command the double team. All right, we want to make sure he gets 2 on him every down. But he also had the ability to make plays in the backfield. I'm really excited about him. The next guy I'd like to introduce is an athletic pass rusher, Roberto Reina from St. Ed's, two-time state champs, 6'3", 240 pounds, from Ohio. As a senior, he went 14-1, had 65 tackles, 6 sacks, and 29 hurries. He's a guy that knows how to get to the quarterback. He's very strong and athletic, and he's a really, really good pass rusher. He comes from a great program. I like Roberto because he's a great kid. He's a kid with high character, great work ethic, and he fits in our group. The last guy is our throwback player, Ryan Lape from Gulliver Prep in Miami, Florida. He's 6'2", 265 pounds. He'll be a defensive tackle for us, team captain, 4-year letter winner, 3rd team All-Dade County as a senior. He's a very versatile guy in the inside. Okay, he's going to be very strong, very hard to deal with. I'm really excited about him. Okay, he's very hard-nosed, and he's a guy that he'll give you everything he has. He plays with a mean streak. You'll see guys falling on the ground when you see him around. I'm really excited about the guys that's coming in, and I get to work with, get them on the field, and help us win some games. Next, I'll introduce Bernard Clark, our linebackers coach, to introduce our linebackers.
Do I need to move the mic up there? Anyway, the linebackers we decided to bring in this year bring 2 things to the board. The one thing is both of them play quarterback, so they're both versatile players on both sides of the ball, and both of them are very mean and very nasty, so that's what we really liked about more than anything else. The thing we want to pick up at the linebacker position is also size more than anything else. First guy I want to talk about is Levi Matheny. He's from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. He's 6'1", 205 pounds. Like I said, he played linebacker and he also played quarterback. What does that mean to me? Well, that means he has great eyes. He can see downfield. He can also see the holes where he needs to fill them at, more importantly. He earned all conference at linebacker, and he was Almanac MVP. Defensive-wise, he accounted for 158 tackles, 11 sacks, 26 tackles for loss, 2 fumble recovers, and an interception. He's a member of the Bethel Park Principal Advisory Council of Student Presidents. The thing about him, he's strong, very versatile, very athletic, the things we're looking for at linebacker more than anything else. And also, like most guys that come from Pennsylvania, he's extremely tough, so that's what we're looking for. The next guy that we brought in is a transfer from Wyoming. His name is Skylar Clinton. Skylar is 6'2", 235-pound linebacker. What that means more than anything else, with him coming from Wyoming, he gives us a lot of experience at that position. He also played quarterback in high school, but he also played running back. He also played linebacker. So he's a very versatile player. He was also All-State in Arizona, which is where he's from Prescott, Arizona. Very mean streak about him also. Also competed in basketball and baseball while he was in a versatile, athletic, strong linebacker who, like I said, who brings a lot of experience. These are the two guys that we're looking forward to. Right now, Skylar's already at school. He's already practicing with it. He's a mid-year guy. He's already at Albany getting things rolling right now. So next I'd like to introduce Nick Sanchez. He's going to tell us about our corners.
Today was a big day for me and coaching the corners today. It's not every day that you get to sign 4 quality young men at the corner position, so we're really excited about that. We got 4 guys that we'll talk about now. The first one, Kareem Brown. He's a mid-year guy. He's already on campus. He comes from Coffeyville Community College, and before that he played at Daphne High School, a traditional power in Daphne, Alabama. In high school, Kareem was a 2-year team captain, 4-year all-county player, and he also competed in basketball. Probably the best thing we're excited about with Kareem is that he's here on campus now. He's getting better with our guys. He's enrolled in school, and he has experience. You never know sometimes with a freshman athlete you're bringing in to play, but he played at Coffeyville, one of the top JUCOs in the country, and he played at a very high level there. So we're really excited to have Kareem Brown here on campus. The next guy that's coming in is a young man by the name of Tyler Carswell. He's from Montour High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He's 5'11", 170 pounds. He was a team captain for Montour High School. He was also first-team all-conference in both offense and defense, and he was a first-team selection on an all-state team in Pennsylvania. One of our top reasons why we wanted to bring in Tyler Carswell is he's very well coached from a good program, and he's very versatile. He's playing corner, he's playing quarterback, he's running the ball, he's returning kicks. He's a well-coached player that we think can make an impact for us on the field. The next guy on our list is Tyler Tobias, coming from Potomac High School in Oxon Mill, Maryland. Tyler's 5'10", 165 pounds, was a 3-year team captain, and was named 2015 DMV All-State second team. Tyler's a competitive guy. He's got great feet, very quick athlete who plays with attitude. He was overlooked by some schools because of his size, and he plays with a chip on his shoulder, and we're really excited to get him on campus. Last but not least, our 4th signee at corner by the name of Rocco Marucci, all the way down from South Florida, played at Flanagan High School in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He's got great size, 6 foot, 160 pounds. He was also played with Casey DeSere on the 8A state championship team at Flanagan High School. Rocco's a long player. He's 6 foot tall. He's a playmaker, and we really think he's going to make a big impact on our team. Next up, last but not least, Coach Jay Foster is going to talk to us about the safeties.
Joe, I'm debating about leaving this thing up here just to make a point. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm here to talk about a couple of safeties that we've signed here today. Excited to introduce the first one, Hayden Specht, out of St. Xavier High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. St. X is one of the top football programs in the country year in and year out. Hayden's an all-state safety. He is the son of the football coach, which I like. I like smart guys back there. Our safeties are the ones who got to get folks lined up and make checks and all. He was a Greater Catholic League Defensive Back of the Year. His first team, all-league, all-district, and again, second team, all-state. The kid's a high-energy kid, plays with a great motor. He's not very big. He's 5'9", 180, but if you watch him play, he is fearless when it comes to hitting. Just has a great knack, knows where to be. Again, I think being a coach's son, he's had the advantage of kind of getting the extra film work, whether he wants to or not. And it obviously shows in the way he places himself on the football field. Next is Murad Hussein out of Franklin High School in Baltimore, Maryland. Murad's a 6 foot 3 inch, 200-pound safety. He's a 3-sport athlete, big, long, athletic kid. He's a 2-time captain. I think one of the things that I've been very impressed in as you go through the release here today, out of the 16 guys we signed, I think 14 of them were captains of their football team, which says a ton about the type of individuals they are. We're excited about that. but he was a two-time captain of a two-time state championship football team. So we're real excited about him. Just a long, athletic, versatile kid. Played both sides of the ball. You can see him attack the football here. We're really excited about him because when they're 6'3", 200 pounds coming out as a senior, only the Lord knows where they're going to go once they have that opportunity to get in a weight program and grow up. So that finishes our the class of 2016.
Definitely going to move this up. We should have done this by height. I apologize. There's 18 kids in this class, 15 are captains. It's something that's very important to us. Two big issues in recruiting to us is academics. We're looking for kids that are good students, that meet our requirements at Albany, and that when they're good students, it shows the type of character that they care about their academics, and all these young men are good students. Secondly, the captaincy is a very big thing for us. 15 of the 18 kids are team captains. We search for kids that have leadership ability. Today's kids, it's hard because people don't want to step up and be leaders all the time. So we love to have kids that have that title in high school and that have earned it. I'd like to just recognize the staff. I think it was an incredibly great effort this year. A lot of miles, a lot of effort. They really did a great job digging hard and fighting hard. We beat a lot of good people for these players. It's the best year we've had going out in our league and winning battles, and they did a great job recruiting them. Very pleased with it, and bottom line is you're not going to beat them on the field if you don't beat them off the field a little bit, and we'd certainly have taken a big step in that direction. So with that, does anybody have any questions that I can answer?
Greg, wide receivers, can those two kind of be impact guys?
I believe they can. When we started the recruiting process, they were, in my eyes, they were sometimes Aaron and I see things pretty similar, but not always exactly the same. But I felt these were the two guys when we started this whole process. I probably drove Coach LeVar crazy and Coach Bime crazy about Jarrah and Trey all along. I just think I think they have a chance to be exceptional and special. And we had to fight hard. Jarrah had Army and some CAA people in, and it was a big deal getting him in our program. Both of these young men are dynamic receivers and multi-talented that can return kicks and do things like that.
Greg, to have 6 defensive backs, was that an area of focus for you with the corners and the safeties? Did you guys target that area?
We were really hungry for corners because, we don't have enough scholarships there. And in today's football, we want to play close to receivers and challenge more. Part of our problem on defense is just third down conversion. A lot of that's just being able to match up and take away the easy throws. So we really, Rocco Marucci was a kid that had, BCS offers he was the last one to get his letter of intent in today. We're getting a little nervous, but he's a very good corner. So, we're excited about all of our corners that we brought in some guys that can play, that are athletic. If you watch the tape, you can see the movement and things like that. At safety, we weren't really looking for safeties, but, Murad's kind of that big, tall guy that can play multiple positions. And I got to tell you, Hayden Speck has been one of my favorite people in this recruiting class. He's not a real big guy, but he plays with a passion and intelligence on the football field. Not to mention he's a team captain at one of the top 10 programs in the country. He was just too good for us to pass up. So I feel good about that group, and it's certainly a position of need.
You brought in one quarterback this year. Where do you see his future? Is he somebody who's going to compete right away for the job, or are you going to kind of let the other guys who are here already kind of work through that?
The one thing I know about quarterbacks, and we experienced last year, was it's really difficult to walk in and play quarterback right away. And that's part of our problem last year was just, when Will Fiocchi graduated, there just wasn't an heir apparent to take over, and I think we kind of went through that last year a little bit. So I think he's, red shirt and he's a talented kid. It's going to get in the mix hopefully someday, but I think right now he's going to be far enough behind. It's tough, we're expecting, our quarterbacks, the group we have right now, to be the guys in the mix.
Coach has talked a lot about multi-sport athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And this day and age, a lot of high schoolers are just focusing on one sport, but it sounds like that's something you guys go out and actively look for.
We do. You might not be able to tell by this, but I was a multi-sport. No, we do. That's something that's important, and a kid. the days of playing multiple sports have started to die. But the thing is, they get coached by different people. They develop different skills. They tend to be less, in my opinion, less injured. So we love kids that play multiple sports. And you see that even L.J. Wisniewski is a great hockey player, believe it or not, scoring goals and doing a lot of things like that. So, yeah, this group, that's part of our recruiting that we're looking for.
Beefing up the secondary with the 6 defensive backs. You also have the 3 defensive linemen. Can you talk about that group of linemen? Should they be able to help you pass rush?
Yeah, the first step to pass rush is covering people, so they kind of go hand in hand. So that was part of our thought. But yeah, this group is a group that's got to come in first of all and give us depth. You know, the biggest problem we have right now, it's the one position we just don't have a whole lot of depth at, and you know, there's some guys in there that I think can come in and play right away, which I hope, you know, that Ibn and some of those guys can come in and compete, because we're inexperienced at some spots, and we certainly inside don't have a lot of people. We have to move some people in there in the spring just to see if they can play in there. So it's a position of need, and it's a position of concern, and I think we got the right guys, you know, and I know Coach Calcett and I are both real excited about getting them here in the fall and start working with them. We feel good about our running backs. You know, Dion Alston will be playing receiver in the spring, but we also know we can throw him back there. Power Lawrence has come 100 miles since we got here, turned it around, and so we feel pretty strong about our running backs.
Greg, is quarterback open, or has Nevin got the inside track going into spring?
You know, I see it as open. You know, part of the process last year was, you know, DJ was the most mature. You know, DJ was played with a little bit of a shoulder issue last year. I think limited some of his arm strength. We thought that Nevin would be able to have a chance if it opened up, and it did. We put him out there for a few games to get him some experience. So I think this spring is going to be a really interesting battle. And it's not just those two. You know, we feel very strongly about Will Brunson as well. You know, he's got a lot of arm talent. Mentally, he might be the most quarterback of the group of them. He really is played a lot of snaps there. So it's going to be a really interesting battle in the spring, and we feel good about those guys. We think we have, you know, depth at quarterback, which is very rare.
Is there any update on Josh Quintero's position?
Not right now, no.
A lot of recruiting comes down to, you know, there might be a really great athlete out there, but you don't have a spot for him on your team, it's not what you're looking for. How much do you guys keep an eye on this area and the talent kind of in your backyard?
Well, that's a great question. We are, you know, this is an area that we want to recruit in. You know, last couple of years we've been able to bring some kids in from there that have done well, and this year we have a group of walk-ons that are going to be joining our team from the local area. So we are strongly looking through Section 2 and throughout the state of New York to continue to add to our team. But right now, this year particularly, it'll be a little more in the walk-on realm. Any other questions? Okay, the party will be moved over later to, no, just kidding. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. And for us, it's a end of a long ordeal that starts again in 2 weeks. So thank you. Actually starts tomorrow. So thank you, and appreciate you being here. Thanks.